Hey, this is Mike Trumba, fixing fashion properties at Keller Williams. Welcome to another episode of What is the F in Real Estate? The F today we're going to be talking about is finance, and who else better to talk to? Dave Garofalo of Total Mortgage. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing good.
What's happening?
How are you?
Good. So today I think we're going to just sort of wing it. We're going to ask questions. It's going to be loose. We're just going to ask questions about, doesn't matter really, real estate, about mortgage rates maybe, about how you grew your team, why you made a recent switch to Total Mortgage, what makes it special, and most importantly, why we work so well together. I think that's crazy good. You know, we do. I mean, I love working with you guys, and I think you guys are great lenders and all that stuff. So
yeah, you know, we have a team of really good loan officers on the team. So part of the reason why we joined Total is the fact that, you know, they're the number one purchase lender in the state of Connecticut, and we're a Connecticut-based team. You know, so by joining Total, it gave us the ability to really work closely with our underwriters, you know, work closely with the executive team. You know, if we have a challenging file, we can bring it and have a meeting with the actual decision makers, you know, at Total Mortgage and get loans done. So, you know, I'll give you an example real quick. We have one of the loan officers we brought over. He's a big jumbo lender, loan officer. He does a lot of non-QM type of loans, which is like the stated income, no doc, that sort of thing. Not the typical Fannie Freddie type of stuff. But we have an opportunity to buy 50 Cent's old house up in Farmington.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
So been in it?
We're doing the financing. No, I haven't been in. I've seen pictures. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think Mike Tyson owned it too.
Yeah.
Who's one of my favorite athletes of all time.
I hear it.
And it's a $7 million loan that we're basically able to finance through alternative lenders that are part of Total Mortgage.
Wow.
So, you know, we have the ability, you know, take off the part that I mentioned, the house, because that loan off, that client might not want me talking about the house loan.
Yeah.
Right?
That was my next question was, who's the buyer?
Yeah, no, we can't do that. So I'm going to get myself in trouble. But anyway, so we're doing a loan that's $7 million right now on a house that's worth $21 million. You know, we got an appraisal done on it, and it's worth $21 million. But if you go to any typical lender, they're going to be like, no, that's too much of a loan. That's way too much risk. If they default on this loan, we're in trouble. And, you know, through our contacts at Total, we have the ability to outsource these to different lenders that will basically, you know, finance a piece of property like this. You know, so, you know, we can do stuff here that you can't at a typical place, you know, and, you know, one of the best things about being part of Total is the fact that they are local. They're right in Milford. You know, if we have a challenging deal, like I said, we can go right up Milford and talk to them.
That's fantastic.
You know, the owner of the company, John Walsh, he built this, I think he started 25 years ago, and he's built an amazing company. You know, with the CEO, Scott Penner, he's, you know, attorney by trade, and he's been in that role for several years. And our goal right now is to take it from like a $2 to $3 billion company and to grow it to a $10 billion company. And the only real way to do that is by hiring great people, great loan officers, great leadership, you know, great talent. You know, kind of like the, you know, like the Jack Welch at GE when he was running that, you know, hire the best in every single category. That's what we're trying to do right now. Is be the best, hire the best. You know, if we're doing too much business, then we'll hire the best underwriters. You know, times are slow. We're going to try to keep our people on staff to stay there until business comes back up. So, you know, we have, you know, we're very nimble. And the best thing about being part of Total is just being nimble like that. You know, we've been at the other companies. You asked me before.
It's all versatile.
Yeah, and we go to different, you know, listen, a lender like myself, I've been in this business for 20 years. I've been at a bunch of different lenders because, like we were just talking about, if my team and I are at a place where they can't perform and get the loans done, we need to be at a place where we can do it, you know? So that's why you'll see lenders typically go from one place to another, just for the fact that we have to give a, you know, good service to the realtor partners and to...
No, we appreciate that.
You know, and if you're referring me 10, 12 deals in a row and I can't do them, or my rates aren't good enough, then it means that we have to leave, right? And go somewhere else. So the thing with Total is it's such a flat organization. So the rates are going to be good. You know, we have great marketing. We sponsor the arena up in...
I thought it was going to be for his free sports tickets.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was.
We might, maybe. I
thought that's why you joined.
Yeah.
Because you get all the free sports tickets.
Yeah.
It's all new to me. This other stuff's all new to me. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, we can...
We're like, don't say anything. It was for the sports tickets. Yeah. I drive by it every day on the thruway.
Yeah. No, we have the billboards, and like I said,
So you advertise too.
Advertise.
And you're more, I would have assumed that you're more of nationally branded, or at least locally in this area.
Yeah, we're a big regional lender, you know, I would say. And like I said, our goal is to go out west, you know, and hit Chicago, hit California, you know, go south, you know, and really just become still a boutique, nimble lender, but broadened out, Right. You know, like if we opened up in California, we would have an ops team out in California. You know, if we, just like we have here, you know, the best thing about Total, in my opinion, is any loan officer in Connecticut can go right to corporate, meet with, you know, our executive team at any moment.
Right.
You know, and that's the point of being a
that's good.
very level lender. If you go to some of these bigger, larger lenders, they'll have, you know, you'll have my role, then you'll have a role above it and above it and above it and above it. And everybody needs to get paid, right? And in turn, you see higher rates sometimes, or you see, you know, decision makers being so far out that we can't necessarily
overhead.
Yeah, there's
a lot of
too much red tape, and there's too much
red tape.
You know, just if I need to make a quick decision on something, I can call the CEO and be like, "Hey, this is a great opportunity. What are your thoughts on this?"
Right.
You know?
So we talked about, you had mentioned that there was a $7 million loan. That's a huge loan. What was the least loan that you've ever given out?
You know, it's tough in this market to, you know, because of there are a lot of, you know, non-QM type of issues that are involved in that sort of thing. But you have,
you have something that's like out of the order. It's so 75.
75, I would say, is probably, I think we can go as low as like 550-ish, but like 75 is,
that's
you know.
good though. So you run the range. Well, so it's not just the big jumbo loans. You can do the little loans.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the most craziest closing you've ever gone? How long have you been in the business?
I've been in this 20 years. Yeah.
20 years.
Personally, closed about $1 billion.
So out of the $1 billion, what are the standouts? Like some of the closings you're like the funniest closings, or like something that's, something happened at
really putting me in a spot. So I'll tell you this.
We can edit. So
my favorite thing about being in this business as long as I have been is just meeting amazing people.
Yeah.
Meeting people like you. You know, I've worked with realtors. There's realtors I've worked with for the whole 20 years of my career. You know, and I've seen them grow. They've seen me grow. We've kind of grown up together. And, you know, you have clients that you've worked with for 15, 20 years as well, where you've worked with, you know, one client, then you've worked with their children, their uncles, their whole family. And that's what's really cool.
It's not transaction. It's not transactional. They're really more like relationship based. I get it. So we're the same way, actually.
Yeah. And one of the advantages of working with like somebody like us, you know, you have an issue, you call me directly. You call the loan officer that's on the team directly, right? You talk directly with them. And it's very important that we get your loan done, right?
Yeah.
The difference between working with us and working with an online type of lender is that online lender doesn't really care as much as we're going to care. You know, it's our reputation. We have to make sure that we perform on time. We did everything we said we we're going to do, and, you know, we give an actual pre-approval. You have, you know, some of the downfalls of working with a lender online. You might save a little bit in some of the costs, potentially, but you're not going to get that service, but you're also not going to get the person who really cares. You know, you're not going to get somebody who necessarily really cares. Because I need to impress the client, because I need referrals from that client, and I need to impress you because I need you to continue to refer me business, and you only refer my team business because you know we're going to get the job done.
Speaking of relationships, how I met you was through Kristen.
Yep. Yeah.
Chris and I were trainers at Equinox back a while back, and then she told me that she was doing mortgages now, and she worked with the company we were at that time, and everything was great. And then I know you guys got busy, we got busy, the market exploded.
Yep.
And you're like, and we appreciate it. We were flooding you guys, and I'm sure other people are flooding you guys. You're like, okay, we got to pivot and shift. This is like what we're doing with the team too. We're pivoting and shifting. The market is changing a little bit, so we're adjusting with the changes.
Right.
So I appreciate you taking the leap, going from one to another, and giving us the heads up and explaining to us why you're doing it and all that stuff. And like everything else, we try it, we go through the process and everything else. Yeah. And so far, we're very happy with what you guys have done.
I appreciate that. Thanks. And
things have come up, right? And we speak about the things that come up. They're addressed right away and they're corrected right away. Right. So I appreciate that.
You got to be very transparent in this business. And, you know, you'll hear horror stories where you can't get in touch with the loan officer day of closing when the client has so many questions, right? You're not going to get that with us. You're not going to get that with a lot of good lenders that are out there, whether they work for our company or another company. You know, the people that have been around for a while, they have that reputation that's kept them going. There's a bunch of them around still. They're good. You know, just working with somebody who's seasoned, who knows what they're doing, who's part of a good team, who can, you know, get things done when you need to get them done. Right. You know, like if you come to me today and say, Dave, this other lender just screwed up this file, can you do it? Well, you know, we're going to have my underwriter looking at the file. I'm not just say I can do it because I'm not an underwriter. I'm a sales guy. I'm going to say I can do everything. But we have the underwriter who's going to look at the file and say, yes, this is something that's doable. And if it's something that we need to close in 7 days, we can close it in 7 days. Right. You know, it's not, we don't want to do that every file, but we can close it fast if we have to close it fast for the service of the realtor and of the client.
And I can tell you what's important to us as agents. We go out, our active time, certainly for buyers, is the weekend, right? So it's on Saturday and Sunday. So typically Sunday night or Monday morning is highest and best. So guess who we call? We call some of your loan officers and said, we need a pre-approval letter.
Right.
Boom, right away.
Yeah.
So on a Sunday, 5 o'clock, we get the pre-approval letter. So that's why we choose, because we have to put our clients in the best light too.
Right.
Our buyers in the best light, because we all know it's like super competitive out there.
It's tremendously competitive.
We work with you indirectly. So as opposed to somebody that's online and saying you're not going to get that, typically chances are there's a good chance that you're going to lose the deal because of that.
Yeah, especially in this market. You need to work, in my opinion, you need to work with a lender who the listing agent also knows. You know, I've been doing this for 20 years here. And most of my team has been doing this for 20 years here. Like a lot of, Total's the number one lender in Connecticut. You know, so we have that sort of reputation from the standpoint of the listing agent. So if you bring one of our pre-approval letters to the listing agent, they'll most likely take ours over a bank they've never heard of. And it's just a matter of fact, you would do the same thing. Yeah. At least I know I can call that person. At least I know that person's local.
Right.
And in this competitive environment, you might get a better deal by just working with a local lender, no matter who it is, as opposed to one of these big banks or one of these online type of lenders.
Right. Now, I know you were saying you've been doing it for 20 years. So from when you started to where you are now, I know you've grown a lot. And now you're what is your position now? You're high up. You're higher up there, managing a bit.
So my title is SVP of Strategic Partnerships, right? So essentially, my whole goal is just to hire the right people, help and hire the right people, help with Total Mortgage's overall vision of growing and how we want to grow and strategically growing, and where do we want to grow, and working with people like yourselves, getting the top realtors in the state to use us. And we have that. We have the most successful realtors in the state of Connecticut. You know that predominantly work with us.
Oh yeah.
And it's really because of the fact that we care a lot and we've been here and we work with you. You and I do a lot of work together. One of my focuses is really working with the realtors to help them to increase their business.
Yeah.
If I can help you increase your business, you're going to feel more comfortable referring us. And it's by doing stuff like podcasts. It's like doing stuff like marketing. It's like
you got to be out there.
It's like doing, these different events that we do together.
Yeah.
If I can help you grow your business, then you're going to feel like we're partners.
Yeah.
And partners care a lot about each other. So when I get a deal, and if somebody on our team gets a deal, they take this very, very seriously, and vice versa.
Yeah, I like the fact that I could call a senior vice president of Total Mortgage.
Yeah.
Say, hey, what's up? And we'll go out, hang out, whatever the case is. But we have that kind of relationship, which is good too. It's like, talking about teams and stuff like that. It's like, just like our team, we have the culture in our team, family oriented, and it's chill. We do a lot of business. We have a lot of fun doing it, and we help a lot of people, but it's always a family oriented or cultural.
You guys have done a great job of that, in my opinion.
My point is the same thing. That's why we were attracted to you.
Yeah.
Because you run your team, and now you're in the senior vice president, but you ran your team as I run my team, and that's why your team and my team gel so well together.
Yeah.
That we go out on those outings, we do the happy hours and all that stuff too.
Right.
That's really important because we have personal connections.
Right.
So if we recommend somebody, a lender, it's not somebody that we know and we do our deals. We have personal connections. Like I said before, Kristen and I, we go back 10 years ago. We're personal trainers. I know her. I know her family. I know everybody. So it's not that I'm recommending somebody. You combine that with a company like Total Mortgage, with the rates that you could get. I mean, I think, and then a bunch of other stuff, I think it's a winning combination.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're both successful together. There's no coincidence there.
I agree.
I think.
And you can only be, in my opinion, you can only be successful in this business or any business if you truly actually do care.
Yeah.
You have to actually care about your partners, your coworkers, and your clients.
Exactly.
And if you do, then it shows.
Exactly.
You too, we've all seen it where somebody just doesn't really care.
Yeah.
And those are the people that are selfish and they take advantage and that sort of thing. So
it's a one-off.
We really we really, are happy with the fact that we're able to, prioritize the fact that we do care.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So if we have our pre-approval letters for the most part are not just, you've talked to me, I ran your credit. We've actually, we have what's called a green light program where we basically you'll give us, we'll collect all the documents. We'll run the credit. We'll run it through DU, through Fannie Mae, through FHA, whoever you have to run it through LP. And we'll send this file to an underwriter. Underwriter will review it, and they'll basically give a commitment letter. So our pre-approval letters aren't necessarily the pre-approval letters you can put in your information online and print it out. Ours is, for the most part, already looked at by an underwriter. So these are actual pure commitment letters. So you're, you can really feel confident in the fact that the underwriters already looked at this file. There's really nothing that can more than come up. As long as the appraisal comes out and title work is good, you're gonna get the loan. So that's in this market, we're talking about, being competitive, working with a local lender, whether it's Total Mortgage or somebody else with a good reputation. You also have the fact that our pre-approval letters are commitment letters. So an underwriter's already looked at this thing. So it's not just a loan officer saying, yeah, here's your letter. No, the processor has submitted this file to the underwriter. Underwriters looked at it, reviewed it, approved it, and now those are our letters.
And I can tell you on our end, this is how important that is. As listing agents too, we do buyers and we do a lot of listings. It's the market is ridiculous, right? So it's not we're just getting one buyer working with one buyer. We get the one buyer, we're under agreement or whatever, the binder or contract, whatever. If there's one glitch and it comes down to that the pre-approval letter didn't state or they didn't have documents or whatever the case is, there's no second chance.
Next. You're right. Yeah.
Boom. So that's how important it is. So there's no more, let's tie it up and let's see it through. Because if they're not fully qualified,
you have a whole list of people behind you don't want the house.
Exactly right. So that's why it's important to partner with the right mortgage lender that gives you the pre-approval letter, like you said, it's going to stick. Because as a listing agent as well, you only get the one shot.
And to that point also is we have these rescue type of loans where you may have gotten a pre-approval from somebody else and you got the offer accepted and they're insistent on using their brother's, friend or whatever.
We're working with that now.
Yeah. And sometimes you'll find that and you'll come to me and say, Dave, can you help save this deal because they can't get the deal done? And we can look at this thing in 15 minutes, be like, you never should have gotten a pre-approval on this because this person does not qualify. And at the end of the day, most lenders look at files the same way. It's all through Fannie and Freddie and whether it's Ginnie, through FHA, we have the same guidelines for the most part. How eager is that loan officer sometimes to just give a fake pre-approval letter just to say they did something, and we're not like that. Yeah. We'll tell you, we'll tell you, no, you can't do this deal. If another lender could do it, fine. We're not putting our name on this letter. So, coming from us, it's going to get done. It's going to close. Good. Talk about a DSCR loan, type of different loans that we're kind of mentioning. One that's a little bit unique that's catching a lot of popularity right now is a DSCR, which is basically, long story short, if the actual property you're buying is an investment property, if the rents sustain the mortgage payment, then you basically qualify based on that.
So that concludes our financial portion of What the F in Real Estate. Thank you so much, Dave Garofalo from Total Mortgage. And when we see you next time, there's going to be another What the F in Real Estate. Thanks a lot, pal.
Awesome.
See you soon.
All right.